Hey, Billy Bombers! That's right, I'm here. It's Thirsty Thursday, and I thought I'd be at Pop's Sunset Grill and do a Thirsty Thursday from there. But guess what? It's Florida. The winds have shifted, right? So when the wind's out of the west and it blows across the peninsula, we usually get morning storms and it all blows inland in the afternoon. Today we got winds out of the east and it's all blowing across the peninsula over here, and it is raining. And guess what? It's supposed to be raining pretty much. Maybe not so much tomorrow and Saturday. We might get a little reprieve, but Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, maybe even the Wednesday, we got this tropical low that's kind of forming in the Gulf. It's not going to be anything worse, but it's going to bring a lot of rain. And we're saturated. And quite honestly, all the places that have sand that's built up or was washed in from Helene, it needs to dry out so it's easier to move around. It's easier to manipulate, right? Because heavy sand is some tough stuff. That's just a little prelim. So I got my Trailer Park Lounge t-shirt on. If you've never been to the trailer park, I don't know if you want to go right now. New York's a little bit of a mess, but it's in Chelsea on roughly 23rd and 8th in Chelsea. But it's a really, really cool bar. It's a throwback. So today, we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about this beer, Preamble. Now, I have previewed Special Hops before from the Armed Forces Brewing Company out of Norfolk, Virginia. This is Preamble. This is not an IPA, which I typically... hold on here. That I typically... I was like, why did it go dark? Well, that's because one of my lights. Hold on. There we go. Drop that. One of my lights burned out, I guess, because I didn't charge it. Well, that's what you get, damn it, Billy Bob. But so Special Hops, previewed that before, and I have had this beer before, so I'm not going to bullshit you that, this is the first time I tasted it. For me, it's a 4.2. It's an American lager. It's 4.2 ABV, alcohol by volume. And it gets a 3.6 rating out of 5 on Beer Advocate. So, it's a good beer. It's a drinkable beer. And so it's called the Preamble. Well, why is it called the Preamble? Because it's a preamble to the Constitution. That's what they're referencing, right? And the preamble to the Constitution, for those that don't know, is like the little lead-in to the Constitution, and it's one of the things some of our politicians sometimes screw up, but it's, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and the posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. So that is the preamble, and this is the Preamble beer. So what I'll say about it, it's a lager. Some lagers are a little harsher. Like I would say Coors Light is a little harsher. Bud Light, Budweiser, somewhere in between. So this is a pretty smooth, kind of nondescript, so to speak, lager. I forgot, there's one thing I can't remember here. Let's see, where did we get the Beer Advocate? No. There we go. So let's see how this one guy described it here. About as basic as they come, this one has a nice bit of graininess to put it a nose ahead of those mainstream lagers. Drinkable for sure. So that's kind of where I was, right? It's kind of where I was. I didn't get into graininess in the nose ahead, but it's kind of a mainstream, and it's drinkable for sure. It's it's not quite as funkadelic as some of the other stuff, but so that's your Thirsty Thursday analysis of a different beer. Preamble: We the People by Armed Forces Brewing Company out of Norfolk, Virginia. So while I'm here, what the hell? I'm going to take my own liberty because I am one of those people. I am one of we the people, right? So I'm going to take some liberties. Let's talk about what happened on this day, October 3rd in history. Now, some of you probably don't remember her, or maybe she's not that important. But Janet Leigh was a really famous actress, right? She was in Albert Hitchcock's Psycho, and she died on this date in 1977. Okay. Hey, God bless her. I thought she was a great actor. I saw her in some stuff. I'm old enough to do that. But in 1995, one of the most sensational trials in U.S. history ended on this date. And I'm going to give you a clue. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. Who said that? Johnnie Cochran. And who was he talking about? O.J. Simpson. The murder trial of Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ronald Goldman. And O.J. Simpson was acquitted on this day in 1995. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Well, I'll just give you my opinion. I thought he was guilty as sin. I thought he was guilty as hell. But you know what? That's what jury trials are for. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong, but that's our system, and it's better than most systems anywhere in the world. On an upside, in 1960, the Andy Griffith Show debuted on TV, and oh, by the way, it was an immediate success. Here's one we may not know. I'm not sure I even knew that in 1952, the first British atomic weapons test called Hurricane, we don't want to hear that word in Florida, not right now, damn it, was, well, even all the way up into the Carolinas, and that was like a little hot, but not laughing for sure, because a lot of people struggling, even more than struggling. But the first atomic weapons test called Hurricane was successfully conducted from the frigate HMS Plym, Plym. All right. Oh, let's see what else we got here. Oh, on this date in 1936, John Heisman died. For those of you that aren't familiar with college football, John Heisman had a trophy named after him, a very famous trophy called the Heisman Trophy. Pretty simplistic, right? One last thing, through the mediation, why am I saying this? I don't know. Because it's Napoleon, right? And I don't know Napoleon the what. This is Napoleon III. Through the mediation of Napoleon III, Italy obtained Venetia in the Treaty of Vienna. Now, I know that is one of the most important things that you'll remember out of this video, and maybe one of the most important things you'll remember in your life, right? Nada, no way. Forget about it. All right, so this weekend we got more college football coming up, and we're jonesing for that. Actually, it probably starts tonight. By the way, speaking of tonight, it's Thursday. The OHIO Podcast Boys have their live call-in show. Starts at 8 o'clock, about 10 minutes past my bedtime. But I may or may not be listening in. I always watch the recording if I can't listen in. So, lastly, if you don't watch my whole video, you won't know this, but if you do watch it all, you'll know that the Sarasota Manatee Ohio State Alumni Club that typically meets at Captain Kurt's in Siesta Key will not be there this weekend. Captain Kurt's, through the flooding and the sand and all that, was unable to get opened in a week. So one more week of being closed and no Ohio State club at Captain Kurt's. Stay tuned because they may have an alternate plan. Last week they did. They met at Duffy's in Sarasota. I'm not sure if that plan exists this week, but we'll keep you updated. And our thoughts are with Captain Kurt's. Hopefully they get up and moving because not only do they have revenue, but they have employees, right? All these businesses that are closed have employees that it's their job, it's their livelihood. So, America, land of the free because of the brave. Stay focused, America. Billy Bob, peace out.